Hello everyone, this is Stacy with Crafty Dragon Creations. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to finally the flip through of my Under Lock and Key design team journal. So in the last video I was worried about this looking yucky, but I fixed it. I just put some twine around it and I think that looks pretty cool, and this seems to be holding up pretty well. Also, I found this button that was already kind of rusty and had that turquoisey patina on it, so I use that for the closure. And it's one of those with the little shaft. So I wanted to keep it kind of elevated like that so that my thing would go around. So it's just tied on the inside and made a hole. You really can't hardly even see that. So I was pretty happy with that. And so this will just go around there. Nothing on the back. My closure, I just put some charms on there. This copper piece was actually an earring, and I just thought it would go well with this journal. And then little gear and a key, little copper star, and then it's held on the back here, and it will grow. It'll stretch. So there's that. So then here I put a pocket, made a little journal card just to put in there. This was the end part of a manila folder, so I just kept that little thing on there. And then of course I have a pocket here with a journal card. You can put whatever you want in there. And just kind of go through the pages here, did a little embellishment there. Made a pocket out of some of that leather here, as well as a little journal card, and I just put little, this is from the kit, it's just an embellishment, so I just kind of added it as a little charm. And then we have this. So we have the key, it's just a little pocket for extra little writing space. I have this pocket, I think I made it off camera, but it's made from a Rolodex card. And then I just made a journal card for that in there. And then here's the waterfall thing we did in a video, but I added a pocket on down here. And then this was another embellishment that came in the kit, and I had a background on that paper, so I thought it'd be cool just to leave this part on there so that there's some writing space on the back. I did have to kind of enforce that because that was gonna come off, I think. But so there's a little hidden pocket there. You do gotta kind of be careful when pushing that back up. And let's see, there's lots and lots of room left in here to do some fun stuff. I made a flip out here with that. And this page. And then I have a pocket here. I cut out this was black right here where the lock is, so that you kind of see what's being put in there. So I just made this little double-sided thing here. Got a little pocket there with a little lock. You can write a little note on the back of that. Oh yeah. So I have real brads in there, and this wasn't quite skinny enough, so it just kind of sticks in there like that. But this can be written on. And then to cover the brads, I just added a pocket on the back and put a tag in there. So there's that. And you can kind of see it says secret there. Just put another little embellishment down there. Here's one of the envelopes. I glued it here and here, so we have a pocket from the top flap up there, and it will go all the way through if you're not careful. But then here is the pocket, and I just have a little tag in there. I mean the envelope part. And we got these pages. Here I made a pocket out of this and just cut out this big lock. Can write on the back of that. And just made a little embellishment down here. I like that I was able to incorporate some of this leather that I made with the cover inside the journal, so it kind of ties it all together. Here I ended up making a hidden paper clip out of that leather, and then I just put an embellishment on it. We made this in, I think, the first video that I did where I was creating stuff for this. So there's just some little random stuff in there. I learned to make this from Natasha at Treasure Books. So there is that. I'm just gonna put that tag inside there. Then we have our paper clip. And we have this fun page. I made two little pockets for these little envelopes that we made. This one has a little pocket on this side. These add some pretty good bulk, so. And then I did make this one a side pocket where I put these two tickets. And this one, here's this little envelope. And then this is a pocket back here. And then I have a pocket here with a little embellishment on it. This does move. And then behind there, just added this little tag. You could write a little secret message on there. That was fun. We have this tag. And then we did this on video. So I made a tag to go inside there. That just says all the details. So we can write on there. I did have to trim this tag down a little bit to fit in here, but I really like that. And then I just put a little pocket here, just a couple of little embellishment things to go in there. I love little pockets like that. Here we have our belly band where we made this journal card. Also a pocket up there. And then here I made a tuck pocket for our bingo card. Oh, and this says, I don't know if you can see that, "Let the journey begin." That's what that says. So, and let's see. I have a pocket here with this tag. Let's scoop this over. And we have these pages. I made this little interactive thing, so this swings open, and we have a tall envelope here. I guess it could be a coin envelope. And then I just made a little thing to go in there to write on, so that kind of holds that down. Not really, but it's a fun little interactive thing in there. Here we have pocket little journal card. And then here I have lots of stuff going on here. So first of all, this is a little pocket, and I have the two small tags in there. And then there's a pocket here, and then a pocket back here. And I like how I did the diagonal there. I thought that was different and fun. And let's see, got this. You can see there's still lots of room to embellish and write. Here I made a pocket. This was a negative of a die cut. And then I just put some acetate on the back of it. So it's like a little see-through pocket. Just put a little embellishment on there. Yeah. Here we have the pocket for our viewfinder. And I just colored these in with a gold paint pen. One of my design team members actually kind of got this idea from her. She painted hers black and then wrote in white numbers on here. So I thought that was really cool. My mind sometimes is just one thought. And I was like, I really don't want to cut all those out. I didn't realize I could just color on it, and you know, we're just not going to talk about it. Okay, next. Yeah, this page. So here's the die cut that I used for that. This is the negative. So I just used it as, I glued it to this lock here. Now it's just a little side tuck. So then I have this tag with a little key on it. So I'll just tuck that in there. Here we have a pocket. Again, I cut out the middle of that lock. So as you can see stuff in there. And I just have a tag. This is also a little pocket. We have that page here. So I took a page from the kit. Let's see if I can find it real quick, although you can see what it is, but let's see. So I can find it real quick. Okay, so this page I printed smaller, and then I made these little things, pockets. And so what I did was I backed it on some paper fully, and then I glued it on just around the edges. Before I glued that on though, I cut the slots here, and then I just glued it around the edges. So now, and then I glued the whole thing down just around these three edges. So now I have this tag with just a little interactive aspect. So that can go in there. No, I put it, so this is a pocket, but I don't have anything back there. This tag I put in here, and then these are just some of those stamps that from Tim Holtz. So then those can go in there, and then again some more stamps, tickets, so those can go in there. So there's that. And I thought about actually doing this technique on that page itself, but I didn't, obviously. Okay, so we have that, and this page. This is the other envelope, and I just cut the tabs off and just made it a side pocket. And then a big journal card. Again, this is left over from an envelope, so I just kept that little notch on there just for some added interest. We have these pages. This we did together. So I have a tag in there, made those things. This is really fun to make. And then our final back pocket. And this is also a little tuck. I probably should just glue this down because, let me show you. So, okay, here's a journal card I made for this back pocket. I had this key tucked in here, but this is glued down like pretty far in. There's the back side of that. So anything I wanted to tuck in there, I will have to be pretty skinny, or I can just leave it as, you know, embellishment. And I'm just now realizing how crooked that is, and I'm so sorry. But anyway, I added eyelets to this part, to this pocket, just to give it some added interest, and just kind of cut it wonky. So then there we go. There is my under lock and key journal. Really happy with how this came out. Again, it is bound in a way that you can take pages out or add pages. Still lots of room in here to do some fun stuff with. Yeah, so this would be really fun to play with. I will have this up in my, probably on my Ko-fi shop within a day or two after this video goes up. So if you're interested in purchasing this journal, I will have that up. I will link my Ko-fi shop link down below, or it's actually in my link tree that is linked down below if you are interested in possibly purchasing this journal. All right, guys, that is it for this one. I know this took me a while. My life is kind of crazy lately and trying to get things done, so I apologize that this was so late, but I did enjoy working in this journal. As you saw from the previous video, this cover gave me fits. But you know, it was a learning experience, and it was fun. So all right, guys, I think that is it. Again, all my information is listed below. The code where you can get this kit for 30% off through August 31st is also listed below, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.